フルカウンター。
Alright lads, welcome back to another Grand Cross video. So, as the video says, this is behind the scenes of my JJK collab trailer or video as well. And I'm going to go behind, just tell you how I do it. If you ever wonder how I make these videos, or why it takes so long, or even how to make your own one, then stay throughout the video. I'm going to tell you what I do and how I pretty much learned to do it. And as well, if you have any like things you want to learn from the video, do like send me a DM on Twitter or Discord. I'll try and help and send you some of the assets that I used if you want to make your own one, because I'm always here to help. And I do hope someone else makes sort of like how I do these videos, because I work at it for so long. Like that trailer that you saw from the JJK trailer, I watched it about 400-500 times. But you know, someone else made it. I would love to experience it like fresh and like not see anything that, you know, wasn't worked on for so long. And yeah, we're gonna go through it. So yeah, boys, thank you all for supporting the video. 100k views in less than a month was unreal. I'm not an idiot. I do know that just the video itself isn't a popular video. I knew from day one, since I did my What If series, which started with Black Clover, and the Black Clover one took around 3 weeks to make, I believe it was, because this one, the one came out. But if you look at the artwork I did for Astor, very, very plain, like no shading. I definitely like learned the style a little bit more, and I learned how to do the cars better. And I definitely, like, bro, it's unreal how much I put into these videos. But yeah, that took around 3 weeks. The next one was the High School DxD one, which is what you lot voted for, and that was around 3 months. I slacked a little bit on that one, to be fair. This one was more of a joint combination with me and my friend Oreo, which made a lot of the animations for this video, which I'm sure he could do his own video as well if he ever made one. How, like, because I think I have like processing videos of how he made the actual animations, but they're so far behind in our Twitter DMs I cannot find it. So yeah, boys, I'm gonna go through my like some Photoshop things that I went through, and as well as some I guess the big one, which is a trailer, to kind of show you how I did it. But it's gonna be a little bit confusing, so let's just dive in. Okay, so we're in Photoshop, and if you're not too familiar with Photoshop, it's not a tutorial, I'm not showing you to do it, I'm just showing you my process. It's very simple how you make these cards, and kind of funny as well, because they look so bad until you add shading. It's very weird. Like, I'll make a card that looks so bad, but as soon as I add shading, you'll see what I mean in a second. So, I'm just gonna go through the board of how I made a card. Quick, easy, just going through it, because the video's gonna be quite long, so I don't want to say if it's too long, right? But to make a card, it's very simple. All you have to do is add a first little shades, just to get the little effect going, really. Add a little rainbow effect, so you can see the actual, like, color I used here, which is this, which I can send, if someone wants it, I can send it to them, but all you have to do is change it to an overlay, and it gives you this nice little effect that you kind of do in little card arts, really. And then add to whatever color I want to. Bear in mind, if it's a debuff, it's natural purple. If it's a recovery, it's green. Very simple stuff, but you gotta make sure you get that right, because then that's like the fundamental to a collaboration. But this is the actual actual like drawing, really. So a lot of stuff to go through. So first you start with the line art, fill in the character, really, and then you just go through it. It's a little bit different, but if I don't do the shading, because if without shading, it's so bad. But yeah, literally just bad drawings, really, until you add the shadings. Look at that. That doesn't look like a good drawing. If that was my final product, it would be so dead. But literally, if I start turning all the shading on now, so you see right now, as soon as I let go of my click button, boom, the shade looks nice. It looks alright. And then the next and most important thing is when you do it is this thing here. So this is the final product. Once again, got to make sure you add an actual, like, a massive thick outline. You can see the outline's not too crazy right now, but then boom, you add it on, and I turn the effect on too. It's not too crazy. You can see it's a little bit of a difference, but as soon as you add that big thick outline, this is what they do. If you go back and if you look closely into all the card arts, you always got a massive outline, so you gotta make sure you always do that. And then yeah, because this looks weird, because I knew I was doing a little effect here, so that's like the little, sometimes I hide it. I think if I can't draw hands, like this little hammer here, I couldn't draw, so I hit it with the little swing thing. But yeah, just like a little trick I always do. Okay, so for this wallpaper, it's very, very simple. It takes like a few hours to make it, trying to find everything. This one took a little bit longer because I couldn't find too many good PNGs. But you can see I just got a little black, actually, like, I guess the background. If you can see it properly, yeah, you can see Nanami down there, just like one of the screenshots from the actual anime. So I just kind of blended it together to make it look good. And then this was what I was going to use for the actual You'll see in a second. Yeah, if I turn on, so this is the final one you saw, but this is what it was gonna be. It was gonna be Sakuna in the background, but it just didn't look good and it wasn't too crazy. But if you want to know how you get like these nice little glow effects and all these like good assets, Dragon Ball Legends, lads. I know a lot of content creators use it. Is they have a massive like library catalog with just like free stuff. Go to like DBZ Legends Space like .com or stuff like that. I forgot what it was. But if I start turning all the layers off, you can kind of see how I made it. It's very, very simple, but like it just starts off like, I mean, it's a different process because I have it laid in orders, but you can see like this is all from Legends. and then add like little colors because I want to make it look nice. Start filling even more, add in the stuff. Yeah, so I kind of cheated a little bit with this because I couldn't find a good PNG of all three together, or even all three of them, so I just got one image all together and just cropped them in. And then yeah, you can see I start filling all the characters until it comes to a point where they're all together, and a big important T, which is Medios, and obviously Itadori in the middle. Always kind of the gimmick here, both in the front, and then always have the big villain Lumen in the background. And we're going to do quite well with the Demon Slayer one that does come around, and then boom, that is the wallpaper, and you're kind of good. Very simple. Okay, so this is what you saw for fight, like literally like for 3 seconds. It was very, very quick. But this is like the screenshot that Dara made. All he did is to make the actual Oslo Hawk, which is why I needed, right? Because I couldn't draw myself. Dara absolutely killed the Oslo. He looks so sick. But if I move him, you can see the actual dog there because I have to hide him, right? And you kind of see the gimmick here too. If I get Hawk, he's hiding behind things. So if I remove these two and start from scratch, this was the original image, and you can see I kind of start to like fade them in because I had to get rid of them, right? And there was no clean image. I had to paint it out, and you can see the process really. I started painting in the dog. This was the wrong image there, but yeah, you can see I started like getting rid of them. Just if you don't know, it's the clone tool. It's a tutorial on YouTube. I'm not gonna explain too much of it, but yeah, as you go forth, you can kind of see the just start slowly but surely just getting away. I keep painting in and just filling in all the blanks until literally 3 seconds of work is done, and then boom, if I turn it all in there. See, I think that's it. Yes, literally that's the final image, really. But then because I'm using the characters, all I have to do is plot them in. Boom, he hides the actual image. And then literally, that's the wrong image there. Hang on, boys. And then boom, add in all the stuff, and then boom, it's done. I guess, actually, to be fair, now that I think of it, it's, I guess I zoom in because yeah, the Hawk, the pit, unless I moved it, the pit, yeah, he should be down here, right? Yeah, there he is. That looks a lot better now. But you can see right now, it's just how I did it. It's very simple, but I want to show it. And the last one is this here. So this was it took so long. It took so long. This is like the last scene you saw Rengoku, and I had to individually go in and crop out each of his frames. This is from the actual gameplay trailer of in the actual Demon Slayer PS4 game or PS5 game. But you can see each frame, lads. There's about 100 frames here, I think. I had to go in and individually crop out him. It took so long, but yeah, just want to show that one too. Alright, so I actually can't show too much of the trailer because it's actually super laggy. Like, I couldn't even render this in one go. I had to individually render like 5 seconds of each clip and break it down so much. And you can kind of see that the project file here, where I have like 1, 2, 3, like 5, 6, like 7, 8 different files that just kind of rendering again. And then maybe I lost a little bit of quality, but this is kind of like the start of it, really. I'm not going to play the music because I will get claimed. But if I do close this part here, and go to the one that I kind of broke down a little bit more, where so you can see it's a lot more cleaner now. Just one image, added the final touches, and some things I want to go through, I guess, was how I made it. Firstly, when I added the song in, which I will be removing because I will get claimed, is I just kind of heard a beat drop, right? So I knew straight away, right when this beat drops here, when Itadori comes in, I want to get his stuff to come in. So I put his stuff like straight away there. Then I kind of went towards the next part, which is a massive beat drop again, which was I believe around here, which is when Mahito comes in and does this part here. So that was the gap there. So I had Itadori there, Mahito there, so I had to fill in the gap really, and then quickly somehow just like really fit in Gojo and Osunobora and Figuroshi. So you kind of see they were, if you look at Itadori, it's a little bit longer than usual, but like these two are kind of very quick because yeah, didn't have too much time to create it, or like too much time. And then yeah, literally Mahito comes in. All I did was here, which is add some camera movement to make it look a little better, so it's not just a still image, looks like it's actually in game. But yeah, when I first saw like even the background of how my friend Aura made it, it was unreal. And I guess then going forth, the one thing we will hopefully improve on is taking damage. I think that's one thing I wanted to do was it's very simple. I can just do one image model and then boom. I can do that myself, or if you're watching, I can do that. But yeah, we're going to try and improve this one if we do it again. And yeah, obviously, Finn comes in, and then since, the final boss, okay, so I actually got an older version, but someone was supposed to make this page for me because he wanted to help out, but he didn't do it in time, so I had to do it myself. So this was literally just a template, and if you watch the final product, you can see I just literally just like edit over this with the Mahito, or no, the Hanami actual stuff. And then I guess the last thing is this here. If there was obviously a collab, Gojo would have been free, like how Jim was. just because I said why not, right? And we're trying to make it a little bit obvious here. And then secondly as well is I knew the beat was gonna, it goes do basically if you hear the song, so that's why I added in the actual stamps. Very simple stuff. And then yeah, this one was kind of funny. So they did some of their trailers where they say, oh, massive free summons for Escanor, but then if you zoom in, I'm not sure, I don't think anyone noticed it fully, but if you zoom in, it does say psych, this is for another banner, because yeah, it's not for JJK, it's clickbait basically. That's kind of the whole gimmick there. And then going forth, not really too much here. This part here, there was a 3D model online where he just kind of turns, like we just cropped him out, and then yeah, just edit in so he does move a little bit. That's not how the game actually works, but like it just, some movement made it look a little bit more real, and some would have seen and said, okay, that's how he would have looked in game. So it's a pretty like close example really. And then yeah, this shows actually one thing, because this was changed at the last minute, was that Itadori was meant to be red, but then I realized Nobora has to be red because she has the same card as Chandler and obviously Valenti, so she would give me the red final version. But yes, I changed them two around because I thought that Itadori may be a little bit OP even if it was green, so it doesn't matter too much. And then this scene here is literally a model. You can see it really. If I go here, this is what it was. I just edited the Photoshop, but then put it over an actual real image, like an actual real footage, and then just cropped it out. You can kind of see it straight away if I just make it a little bit longer. It's very, very simple. You can see the mask tool. So that even though she's there as a still image, the stuff around, you can kind of see King is moving. You can still see some raindrops, really. It still shows like some actual movement, so it looks like in-game footage. And it wasn't a long clip, so literally like, what, half a second? Not long at all, but you can still see there was some movement, so that's kind of the gimmick there. And then once again, just some filler to kind of hype up, like, oh, a new event's about to start. You can see the silhouette of all the characters. And then, most importantly, we had to add in the parkour and panda, otherwise it wouldn't be a JJK Fan trailer. And then, yeah, just, you know, secured in the background, and then boom. And that was it there. And then, this is, I think I could probably screenshot up if I find it. Exact replica of how they did it as well. Like, you can see I basically just stole that idea. But it did look, I actually love the text I used as well. And then I never actually included the logo, but I did make it for that. And then one thing someone noticed it as well, they always have like copyright stuff at the bottom. So I kind of put our stuff. So Fan-Made, collab, BeatsPH, Sorcery Fight, which is what JJK Fan translates to. Darrow, who helped with that, to Oslo and Hawk. Oreo Productions, because that's my friend who made it. Midcorp, 70s, what if collab, please add this collab, Demon Slayer next, right? And then, yeah, that is, kind of it. Obviously, I could sit here for like another 40 minutes going through every single thing. But then, yeah, this part here was, to kind of hype up that actual, I can play this part, actually, I think, because, it shouldn't be too loud, actually. But yeah, this part is like straight from the movie. Thankfully, it didn't get claimed. It's when you like wakes up if you've seen it. And then, yeah, obviously, what I did here was, okay, it's going to sound weird if I move through it, but like you saw earlier with Goku, I just cropped them all out, added in some backgrounds that looks a little bit real. Although it's still not 100%, it's the best I can do probably. And you can see I do have some good movement here. She moves and then boom. I did this already. You would have seen it already on one of my actual like videos as the intro. But yeah, this is I kind of cheated there. And then this I like because I got the effect pretty good really. Like he kind of goes backwards. I couldn't do an image. I could only do an image, I couldn't do a video, so they actually don't move, but it still looks fine. And then, yeah, there's no way I could crop this part out because it was so blurry. And, yeah, it's fine, though. And then boom, comes out, Demon Slayer next. So, boys, that is it for, like, the breakdown, or like, the behind the scenes. May have to jump through a little bit of that because it was 6 minutes, so I want the video to be a little bit shorter. But yeah, that was how I made it. Obviously, you know, experience, I did get better as I did it 6-7 months ago now. But yeah, boys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it did help if you ever want to make your own one or how I should do this. I don't expect the video to get too many views because it's not really a grand cross. It was more of like a, you know, a special video for those who actually care about what I do and how I do it. And yeah, thank you for watching. It should be a video out later today if it isn't already out, where I go through the Margaret banner. So stay tuned for that, boys. Peace.